Hello, and welcome to your weekly Gaia Blooming GPS. This is where I, Mimi, and Nicole come together to pull cards for the astro shifts ahead. So let's just dive in. The moon shifted into Scorpio today, which actually feels like a nice little reprieve after the craziness that has been going on with the astro. And for this, I love the cards I pulled. It reminds me of a conversation that Nicole and I just had right before. The first card I pulled is the outsider. And here we have this little being, this little child standing outside looking through the gate, wanting to go in, not recognizing that it's actually he can undo it. Like it's unlocked. There's a chain there, but the chain is held to a lock that's actually unlocked. And you know, I feel like so many of us feel like this in the world. Like, I don't know where I fit in. I don't know where I belong. We were just talking about this. You feel isolated. You feel like you're kind of by yourself in the world. And so we view ourselves almost as these little energies. And meanwhile, who we are is this, the innocence card. This old soul, you've been here so many times, you know what you're doing. We never really know, but you know you're on your path. You're wiser than you know. You're wiser than you give yourself credit for. You don't have to think of yourself as this. Integrate, be yourself, share your light. So I really like this collection of cards for this. Stop removing yourself. Recognize that it is you who is putting yourself outside. If you're feeling like that outsider, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling misunderstood, not heard, recognize it from the perspective of yourself and remember who you are and share. There is a tribe out there for you. There are people who are going to understand you. If you feel like this around the people that you're hanging out with, that may be a sign. It may be you needing to take some responsibility and show up. It may also be a sign that it's time to move on and shift who you're around so that you can feel free to share your life. But I think really recognize that so often when we don't share our life, when we don't share that light, when we don't share who we are, it's a personal thing. It's not about the other people that we're around. And from the goddesses with this, it's so funny because it's like, hey, get out there. You don't have to be alone. But it is saying, take that time. Honor that time by yourself to connect in, to meditate, contemplate, recognize, love on yourself. Venus is in Scorpio right now, which is encouraging us to be intimate, but not just with others, really with ourselves. So I feel like Siege is saying that. Take that time to love on yourself, because I feel like this outsider card, if we feel like this in the world, chances are there's a piece of this, maybe our inner child, that feels like this within ourselves. So if you can integrate that, take some time there, then it's a lot easier to bloom into yourself with everybody else around you. Nicole?
Yeah. So I got a very similar, I have the aloneness card. And that came out as Mimi was talking, and she was like, you feel like you're alone. And then I pulled this card. And the aloneness card in the Osho deck usually says that you are learning the difference between loneliness and aloneness. And loneliness is when we miss other things or other people because we feel like they'll make us complete, friendships or lover or something of this nature. But what this is saying is the aloneness, and the more comfortable you get about being in your skin and being yourself, then no one can take that awareness and that knowledge, that wisdom away from you. Even if they take themselves away from you, you will always have the connection to yourself and your own being. And when you can really grasp that, you'll never be an outsider again, because you will just be you. And the other cards I have is the no-thingness. There's a lot of this no-thingness energy that I feel in this. In even today, I'm feeling this no-thingness. It's like maybe you need to put everything down and just be in the nothing, in the void space with yourself, because you're wanting to move forward, and you're maybe arbitrarily trying things that aren't working, and you don't have direction. The only way to get true direction, the true direction, is this way. You have to enter in for you to have direction outward. You have to pull back the arrow before the arrow can be released. And pulling back the arrow is pulling back into yourself. And that Scorpio energy is saying, go in to the storm. And this is the storm card. Go into the inner storm. Be like the buffalo. The buffalo is the only animal that runs into the storm. All the other animals run away. Be the buffalo and run into your inner storm. You have to notice what is happening within before you can heal or try to fix anybody outside of you, your career, your external situation. Go into your inner storm.
I love that. It's really great. All right, so then we shift on Wednesday, the moon into Sagittarius, and that's preparing us for the new moon. So, with moon in Scorpio, we really enter the dark of the moon, and we really get into it with the moon shifting into Sagittarius on Wednesday. And I pulled two cards that I was like, I don't really know how these really fit. The first card I pulled was laziness, and the second card I pulled was completion. And so I pulled cards to go along with that. With laziness, I pulled the guidance card. And I actually feel like this really relates to desiring to know it all. With moon in Sagittarius, we all get an opportunity to experience the Sagittarius energy. And I think this is saying, hey, don't go cracking open every book. Don't go, making sure that you know everything. Don't go, download Google into your mind. Listen to the guidance that's being offered you. You don't have to know right now. You don't have to know. So much of that stuff that you're going to read out there, it's everything you read, history books, it's based on the perspective on what people decided to tell. That's why guidance, when you get it from within, when you get it from spirit, it's so powerful because it's not tinged with other people's perspective. So, get a little lazy. Don't study. I'm giving you an out to not study, to connect in. And the completion card, to go with that, I pulled understanding. And I feel like I had something pop up for this. Oh yeah, I feel like, this goes along with those other cards, as in we need to bring understanding. We need to bring allowance of experience. This is a lesson that we really need to get. And I don't think we're going to complete this right now. I think completion is this is a lesson that we're going to be working on through Saturn in Sagittarius, and Saturn's going to be meeting up with the moon in Sagittarius. Understanding. Make this your focus. Get it from the guidance. Get it from, turning within, looking within. But make that be your focus more so than I need to know. Allow understanding. Just letting it be, letting yourself be. I think there's a huge theme of that right now with Uranus, allowing others to be who they are, allowing yourself to be who you are. There's such a big energy of that right now. And understanding is how we're going to make it out alive, honestly, is what I feel. There's big change afoot. We need this understanding. This is a lesson that we need to focus on. And it's not coming from the books. It's coming from outside guidance. Learn what to let into your life. Learn to listen, when to listen to the outside guidance. Learn to when you need to listen within. And I feel like the goddesses are saying, hey, this energy, these lessons are coming in. I'm watching Nikki as I'm doing this, by the way. I'm watching her center herself, pray, let the information come into her. I'm watching her do this as I'm telling you to do this. I love it. As I'm like, look, it's happening. But you guys can't see it because of the way Google has it. But I love it. Centering, allowing it to come in. We all have this ability. We all are healers. We all are connected to the divine. We're all a piece of the divine. So listen, allow this new moon. New moon is going to be on Friday, and it's about setting intentions. But as you go into that, as you're in the dark of it, listen, connect in deeper. Just keep going. Okay, I'm willing to connect a little deeper. I'm willing to connect a little deeper and just see where it keeps going. Nicole?
So I usually end it with these cards, and it's the Return of Spirit, but because it's backing off of what Mimi said, I have the Knowledge card. And if you look at the card, you can see the fractal image bringing the information down from source into its being and allowing it to be shared, the knowledge to be shared. I mean, you see the being right there, and there is the connection and the marriage of the source and your consciousness right there in that fractal image. And I want to read this real quickly to you. Look carefully at the fractal image on the card, and you will see the energy line coming straight down from the top down into the crown chakra of the being. Then it continues to flow through and out of being. This represents you. Spirit is attempting to show you that what you have to teach comes directly from above, from the universe. It is intended to be delivered to and shared with the world. To doubt your knowledge is to doubt Spirit. Trust what you have. Know you can do this. Spirit is backing you on this and encouraging you to embrace the teacher you were born to be. And so what I get from this is there is so much in the world right now externally that's happening, and you can get caught up into the fear. You can get caught up into the media, and you can get caught into the hopelessness and the powerlessness of it, or you can shut off the TV, sit in silence, and get your own news from source. They're going to tell you where to go. They're going to tell you what's actually happening, because who knows what the media is actually trying to sway you to believe. You always have to listen to your inner guidance, not the mind, but something deeper than that. And that's why we're all being called forth right now to listen deeper, like what Mimi said. So the cards that I'm getting, and I'll go through them pretty quickly, because that's really the message I'm getting with the Sagittarius energy. But I have the condition card and the outsider card as well. And so the conditioning that we have is making us feel like an outsider. And we might be the one that's looking through the gate of what is going on in the world going, what in the friggin' world is happening right now? So there's the source card. You got to connect to source, and it's upside down, meaning that's the only way out of this. This is the only way that you are not going to feel like you're going crazy. And you have to be ready. This ripeness card, you're ready to see beyond the projections. I'm going to do it in a personal and then a worldly way. In a personal way, if you have a lot of judgment going on the people around you, you're projecting on them. And it's okay. You're ready to see this. Take responsibility. Take responsibility where you are showing up and putting that projection on what you want to see. Whether it's good or bad, look at the projection. Now, I'm going to go into the world. You are going to see what you want to see or what you've been conditioned to see in the world. So if you're looking at this and you are completely powerless and hopeless, it's because you are not being able to find your own empowerment. And that is a conditioned behavior. Your empowerment is always a gift right inside. It's like it's always on the top of your head, or how I was described, it's like your light is like right like a bubble behind your head, and we're always carrying it. But if you do this, you never see it. It's like, know that it's here and bring it forth. Bring it here. Listen to your inner guidance. Listen to your higher self. It is not a bunch of woo-woo bullshit. You know what a bunch of bullshit is what's happening in the planet is a bunch of bullshit. So you can buy into that hook, or you can buy the hook of you're trying to be guided here. So let go of, oh, the woo-woo stuff. No. Listen to your soul. Listen to your spirit. This is why we're here. We can reborn. We can allow this humanity to be reborn. We can make new agreements. But if you feel hopeless and powerless, it's not going to do anything for anybody. It's not going to do anything for the planet. You have to believe again. You have to connect to source. You got to connect to the light. You got to connect to God. Not my God is better than yours, but source God, connected God, God. You could call it whatever you want. God, universe, source, whatever. Same thing. Connect to the truth. They're being kind of tough today. My guidance system is in here being a little tough mama, tough love on you guys. But it's because, do we want to see any more San Bernardinos? We don't. So if it's coming out of my mouth this way and it only gets to 100 people, so be it. At least you 100 people have the opportunity to be that seed, to be that a light. The more lights we have lit up, we can start really bringing the light back on this planet. We are doused in some darkness. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go dark on this, but you're seeing it in the news. We need to bring the light back to this gosh darn planet.
We do. And that's what we're doing. You know, I feel like this popped into my head, you know, I said this last week, this is something that so resonates me. Every experience you go through is what you need for freedom. It's a Byron Katie thing. And, you know, a lot of times I believe that everything is working towards our evolution, you know, and it's hard to say this dark stuff is working towards our evolution, but I feel like it's just like how cancer is your body asking you to connect to your body. When you have cancer, it's because your body's trying to heal something. It comes from a place of healing, even though it's so destructive. This is the same kind of thing. I'm not saying that these people going out there is healing us, but we need to be shook out of ourselves so that we do connect back to spirit. So we do recognize the universe within ourselves. Recognize it's not about, like Nikki said, about their God, my God, anybody's God. It's about coming back within. And like how Nikki always says, we are one and we are one. We are one. We are one. Like we need to connect back in. So.
And I lost my train. Shoot. I lost a train of thought. Well, if it comes back, there was something there, and I lost it, but that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. Go ahead. If it comes back, it'll come back through.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to move on to Mercury moving into Capricorn, which is very interesting because Capricorn is the structure of things. And we're going to have Mercury's going to be going retrograde and retrograding back in through some of the Capricorn. We're not going to reach the shadow until the 19th. But, you know, we're going to start feeling it with Mercury moving in. And so, again, I had the thing where I pulled two cards and I was like, you know, I need more information. The two cards that I pulled, Creator and Suppression. And, you know, this is such a place, Mercury in Capricorn. Capricorn is a place of manifestation. But I think it wants me to take another look at it. Because when I was like, okay, so suppression, give me some information. What are we suppressing? And I pulled the politics card. And I feel like this just kind of expands on what Nicole and I were just saying. You know, we are suppressed by what we are hearing, by these masks, what people with these masks want us to hear. Did you pull suppression too? Yeah. So that is suppressing. But with Pluto in Capricorn right now, we're changing the structure. And it's not easy. Pluto is that Kali energy. It can be very destructive. But we need to take off the masks. And we start by taking off our own masks and recognizing ourselves as the creator. Look at, there's that transformation card and the creator. We are transforming ourselves back into the creators that we are by taking off these masks, by stopping suppressing who we are. I told you there's such this Uranus theme, Uranus and Aries, of who am I? Who are we? We are this. You are source energy. You are the creator. You are God. You are the universe experiencing itself through your eyes, through this perspective, through your experiences. So why are you running around with this, like, Mary had a little lamb mask on, or, you know, Bill Clinton mask, or whatever mask you're wearing, like trying to fit in that's the Capricorn way. Like, some Capricorn wants to fit in. Stop trying to fit in. You're not going to fit in ever in that way. You're always going to feel like the outsider when you're doing that. Instead, you need to take off the mask and be like, this is my glorious rainbow creator self, you know, and again, like I said, you'll find your tribe, you'll find your people, you'll find where you fit in. But when you're wearing the mask, that is so suppressive. And I feel like my mask for a long time was the mask of perfection. Like, I tried really hard to be the perfect thing. I've got my Saturn in Libra, I've got my Mars in Capricorn. Like, I've got some of those perfectionist things in me. And I feel like for years I wore that perfection mask. And stripping it off was one of the most liberating things that I've ever done. If you are still playing that game of perfection and showing up and being this thing, take that off for yourself and be you, because the world needs you to be you. You know, faults and all, because it's through our faults, it's through processing them, it's through owning them that we get into the juiciness, that we level up, that we heal. You need to go through those times where you're less than so that you can show up as you. You gotta go through that stuff. It's not bad. Bless those things and move on as part of your lessons. And from the goddesses, I pulled Maeve, cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, the energy levels, your emotions. Honor who you are. Honor your cycles of up and down, here and there. It's everywhere. Life path is not a straight line. It is all over the place. Honor it and take off the mask. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nicole?
So I downloaded what I was gonna say. Actually, they gave it back to me. And so what I want to let you know, and this is going to go very much into what I'm getting for this Capricorn Mercury energy, is we are in what the Veda, or the Hindu religion, called the Kali Yuga.
Yes.
And it's the Kali time. And Kali is actually the goddess, not of destruction actually, but the goddess of Kala, which is time. And so she is destroying a certain time. This is a certain time of destruction. And it is a certain time of a lot of this stuff coming to the surface, the darkness. So when I'll describe it this way. When I do light work with somebody, sometimes they're like, you pulled everything up. It's worse now. And I'm like, yeah, I went into that closet and pulled up the shadow stuff. And so, yes, you have to look at it. It doesn't magically just go fairy dust, it disappears. No, you have to look at it, because if I brought it to the surface, that means it's time to come out. And what's going on in the planet is very similar. As more light comes onto the planet, as more people start to awaken out of the suppression, we're seeing shootings and shit because people are shorting out. They're shorting out because there's so much suppression that's happened on this planet. So here we go. This is what I have. I have schizophrenia card, right? Suppression, experience. Whoa, right? Kind of like what Mimi just had, suppression and source, but creator, but I have experience. So are we suppressed or are we experiencing? What is the suppression in our experience? And we have to uncover that. You have to allow yourself to come out of the suppression and take responsibility for your life. Because the only reason why you're being suppressed is because you're allowing yourself, it's safer somehow to be suppressed. And that's not true. Allow yourself to experience your life. And if you allow yourself to experience it and it becomes experience, then you become, and you learn from that experience, you become wise. And so I want to piggyback on what Mimi was saying as well on you can't fit in as the suppressed. You can't pretend to be that mask. The only way to fit in is to be yourself, because you have some sort of color. Like these people are all very different colors. They come from every aspect, perspective. It's like I see like when a light goes in a prism and it shoots out all over the room. Even though that piece of light has a very different perspective of the world of that piece of light, they come from the same aspect. They came from the same source. So yeah, I'm 4'11", and somebody who's 6'5" is going to have a different perspective of the world as I do. We have different issues, but they're still relevant, and we can come together and have a whole perspective of everything. You contain inside of you your perspective that's needed. And your mask isn't going to make you fit in. That's the illusion. Your real self is going to make you really fit for the people who are real, and make it real, not the illusion of the mask, but the realness of who you really are. And then it comes to the birthing card. We are birthing a new earth. Thank you, Eckhart Tolle, if you haven't read that book. We are birthing a new humanity. We are birthing a new way of being on this planet. We are birthing into new dimension. And with the birth process, if you're a mother out there, you know that it comes with labor pains. And you know that it comes with mess. And you know it comes from being very uncomfortable. And you know that it comes from one piece. If you've done it without drugs, which I did, there's a place that they all talk about where you say, I can't do this. If you're birthing yourself right now, you're going to come up to a place where you feel, I can't do this. And then you do it because you have to, because that baby's coming through and you are coming through. You have to do it even if you feel scared or it hurts like hell or whatever that may be. This will be birth. Also know in the birthing process, there's a gestational period. So know that if, no, I'm not getting that right now. Actually, I'm getting like, it's time to, you know, the planet is laboring this right now and we are seeing some mess, but we got to continue to birth ourselves. And every single being, individual who births themselves gives allowance for someone else to birth themselves. If we can all get to this place, we'll birth this new humanity. But it looks a little ugly right now. I don't want to get too graphic in childbirth. It just gets messy, okay?
I know. I'm like thinking of all the things. I'm like, I'm getting graphic enough in my head. So
yeah, you go there. You go there. Us women, we've had to go there. It's not pretty, but you know, I mean, to have a healthy child, you have to go through labor. Don't be scared of the pain. Don't drug yourself because you think you can't handle it. Because then you end up with tears and crazy crap that happens worse because you can't feel because you're numb.
like pain, but yeah.
I'm going there because it's the truth. Don't be scared of the pain. That's a conditioned bullshit thing too. Like we shouldn't be in pain. Well, let the pain birth you. You can handle it.
Ding.
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 Okay, so there's my sermon for the day. I'm sure we have like 4 more things that we got to talk about, so you're gonna get more sermons.
Yeah, there'll be more. There'll be more. Here we come with the next. I mean, I just feel like one thing is just feeding off the other. The next thing we have is Mars opposite Uranus. This will be on Thursday, and it's just, 2 powerful planets, Mars in Libra, Uranus in Aries. Uranus is finishing up a retrograde in Aries, helping us look within. Who are we? And Mars in Libra is encouraging us to follow our desires into the world, honor ourselves, but it can fall into that we energy. Am I harmonizing with everybody? And so the first 2 cards that I pulled for this, I pulled Existence Reversed, and then I pulled the Burden. And you know what? When you are not honoring who you are, that is a freaking huge burden. It is the suppression. It is the politics. It is everything we've been talking. It's like a cock on your head. There is a rooster on your head. You are not being true to you. Uranus in Aries is saying you have to put down the burden. You have to be true to who you are. You have to stop with this other stuff. You have to stop with the comparison. Don't worry about what the world thinks of you. Don't worry about don't worry about where everybody else fits in your thing. You need to put aside the burden, put aside the suppression, put aside the politics, be who you are. And this takes some work. This is part of those pains. Who am I? God, asking myself that question. Last year I could have rattled off a whole bunch of things. This year is totally different. And that's fine. We are evolving. We are shifting. It's meant to be. You may even ask yourself, who am I? And you may have no clue. Actually, on my horoscope for this week, that's one of my things is like, Uranus is so up. So the who am I stuff's all over the place. And if you have nothing else, I love to fall into the place of Om Bhavam Namah, my favorite mantra. I am absolute existence. If you don't know who you are, and if you feel that tension of not knowing who you are, that tug of war between this feeling of your soul, I feel like even if you can't put it into your mind, your soul has this feeling of who you are. So that tug of war between that feeling of your soul of who you are and like the way the world is wanting you to show up, fall into that place of Om Bhavam Namah. I am absolute existence. Put down the comparison. Dive into the experiencing. Because just like Nicole said, I love it. Here we go with the same cards. We are the world. Your color, your individual truth, it is part of the spectrum. It is part of the rainbow of all the human beings. It doesn't matter who you are as long as you're being true to yourself. I mean, that's really the thing. It doesn't matter. You can say all these things. You can say all the possibilities of like, oh, I am a cosmic explorer. I am a mother. I'm a tiger tamer. You can say all those things. You are all those things. We all are all those things, but you have to be true to your essence. You have to be true to your vibration. You have to stop playing that tug of war game and falling into, the politics, what the world wants you to be. And meanwhile, help yourself with this card, White Tara, sensitivity, becoming increasingly sensitive, avoid harsh relationships, environments, situations, chemicals. Let go of the relationships that are pressuring you to show up as something that you're not. You have to be true to you. If somebody in your life is asking you to not be true to you, well, I think it's always good to take a look at what anybody is saying to you. They may be illuminating something for you. If it doesn't feel right, you have to be true to you. You have to be true to your process. Other people may not think that that's the correct thing that you're doing. That doesn't matter. It is not their life. It is not their lessons. It's not their process. You must be true to you and avoid those harsh relationships where it's like, you must do this, you must do this. That's not, I think it's out serving you because I think it's always serving us, but it's probably serving you to put down that boundary, put down that comparison, be like, no, I'm going to be true to myself. So, Nicole?
I love you, Mimi. I'll just start with that. I just love you. It's amazing to see these cards kind of develop and blossom in the way they do, in the way that you and I, how our guidance system connects us in a way where it's there's a story, and the story's there, and the message is there. And every time I do these with Mimi, I have to say it's a blessing because I see the beauty of my message being said through someone else too. And it's humbling because I realize we are one. Mimi is speaking through the same oneness, the same truth as I'm speaking. And so you are connected to that. You are connected. If you like us, if you're like, oh, these girls, like I really like their message, it's because it's something in you that knows the truth. There's something in you that speaks to you in this way, and you are that brilliant too. You're connected to it. And it's time to connect to the innocence in your purity. This purity that you have, no matter what you've been through, no matter who you think you are, just like Mimi was saying with the who am I, you are connected to a certain amount of purity. There's a purity in your heart that you are allowed to still connect with. Nothing that you've ever done or been through makes that purity tainted. You're still pure in your nature. Connect to your own purity. Have courage to see yourself in that way. Have courage to allow yourself to blossom in that way, in your own knowledge, in your own truth, in your own light. You are ready. The rightness, you are ready to come out of hiding and be the purity unto the world. Because you will find your team, you will find your participation, you will find how you participate in this. That we are the world card that me and Mimi both picked. This is the participation. This is where you participate. And if you want to make a difference, if you want to expose your purity, you will find the people that will receive you and support you in that journey as you support them, because it isn't a me, it is a we. It is a we. And you are a me part of it. And it is okay to absorb your me-ness, your I-ness, your oneness. And it is okay for you to give that and to receive someone else's me, I, we-ness. And be we together. And be pure together. And as we hold hands with each other and people that are of same essence, we are able to bring a new light, bring a new vibration, a frequency to others. And that frequency has the ability to change, even if you are sitting at the bank or sitting in a restaurant. Your vibration, your frequency of the courage that you have, that purity will leak out of you, and people will feel it even if they don't know what they're feeling. We live on frequency. We exist on frequency. So trust your purity, trust your frequency. And the more that you indulge in your own purity, the more others will benefit from who you allow yourself to be.
Yes.
Well, I don't know where that came from.
From the little thing that's like sitting by your shoulder. I'm sure everybody can see, like there's, I don't know if it's the light streaming in, but it looks like there's like an angelic being by your shoulder.
I feel so different right now. I'm going to have to, yeah, I see it. It's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right here. Oh, yeah. As soon as I go over here, I can feel it too. By the way, before I started this, I put Angelica all over me, white Angelica all over me, and it's diffusing next to me too. I can feel it. There is like this badass angel sitting next to me, and that didn't even feel like my voice.
It's not your voice. That's what I was sitting here thinking, like as I'm seeing like that white thing appear, I'm like, that's not even like, you're not even talking like you. You're talking like in this very official way. So watch Nicole Channel.
I don't know. As I'm saying these words, I'm like, this is not something I would say. And I'm like, okay, I'm going with it. I don't know what is going on. So there's Nikki. You're seeing me right now. And go back like 5 minutes ago and see that, because that wasn't me. Just so you know, it was me because it is me, but it's also this badass angel that came through me for a moment. So that was humbling. Woo! My body is vibrating. I just have to tell you that. It's kind of interesting.
I love this. White Angelica.
Yeah.
That's work.
Unbelievable, by the way.
Yeah. All right. So all of this is feeding into the new moon, which is happening on Friday morning, 2:29 a.m. Pacific time. The new moon is happening right at 19 degrees Sagittarius. And this new moon, oh, I pulled some interesting cards, really interesting cards. This new moon, I think this is my favorite card for this new moon, awareness. I feel like if you are doing the Sagittarius thing and you're taking aim, if you want to take aim at anything, I hope it is your own awareness, allowing the awareness of spirit to come through you and make a breakthrough from anything that you thought that you knew. I feel like if you tune in to the world, to the news, to what you think you know, this is a bit what it feels like. There's so much going on. I mean, this is for anything. It's not even about like what's going in the world. I feel like if you tune into like health, this is a bit of what like looking up what's healthy for me, what feels good for me. This is a bit of what it feels like. It is stressful because one hand kale is good, one hand kale is bad. You should eat meat. You should have bone broth. No, you shouldn't do that. No animals. There are all these shoulds out there telling you what you should and shouldn't do, and your monkey mind is going to pop your bubble. It's just going to stir stuff up. If you ask for awareness, set your intention as part of it. You know, just recognize what you're taking aim of with this new moon, but set your intention for awareness to connect in, to understand and peel through the layers. You are going to have amazing breakthrough ability with this. You know, the Sabian symbol with this is so interesting too. I was looking at it before and I was like, I don't know how I feel, but I really get this in a level. Pelicans, menaced by the behavior and refuse of men, seek safer areas for bringing up their young. I feel like that's what we need to do with the world, with all the information that's coming at you, even us, even, Gaia Blooming GPS and our daily guidance and daily astro. Take a break. Tune in to your own awareness. Take that space to honor your inner child, honor who you are, honor that monkey mind so it doesn't pop your bubble, so you can have your own breakthroughs. Because again, like Nicole said, you are connected to all of this information as well. All this that's coming through, you have just as much opportunity to connect in with it within yourself. And I feel like that's kind of the goddess guidance with this Pneumatona, sacred space. Create an altar, visit a power place, connect with the divine, connect with the divine awareness within you. Allow it to channel in, but also recognize that even as it's channeling in, you are made of it. Your cells are made of this light. Your cells are made of this energy. So it is available to you at this moment and this moment. It's just always available to you. Recognize you can create a sacred space anywhere and you can connect in anywhere, but do it. Take some time with this new moon to get away from all of the hubbub and just be here. Nicole?
So I'm being guided to say that with this new moon, Sagittarius, Saturn is in Sagittarius as well. So we have this new moon energy, which is always setting intentions and having direction, especially in Sagittarius. But then we also have this energy of this Saturn. So this is, hold on a second. Okay, this is what I have to say about that. You're going to laugh at these cards like, oh my goodness. First, I have the transformation card. So there's massive transformation that's going to happen for you. We have a past life card. We have the master card. Wow. So here we go. So this is what's going to happen here for this new moon is everything we just said. All your past lives have been here for this moment, for this divine transformation. You're beginning to surface through the muck, through the mud, through the unclarity, and you are starting to find your own divinity. It's just what Mimi said. It's what Mimi just said. It's not only you're channeling this, it is you. It is in your cells, and it's who you are. You are the master, and the masters are coming through you. It is all one. So allow yourself for this new moon to connect to your own master, the own guru that lives within your heart, that lives within your soul, and allow that guru, the one that lives inside of you, to guide you through your life, to guide you through this process of transformation on the planet. Because the planet, by the way, is you as well. And it is transforming into something new. And if the more and more you decide to go on that journey with this, you help the planet, because it is you, transform. Allow yourself to see that all that's going on in the world are little aspects of yourself. The anger, the repression, the suppression, the violence, all of that lives inside of you. That is the war that is going inside of your mind. What are you going to focus on? What are you going to heal? How can you heal it? With compassion, understanding, healing, forgiveness, acceptance, and love. Be the master you're looking for. Be the master you're looking for. That is what Christ was trying to say. And us getting closer and closer to this holiday season where we are all here to remember Christ, where we have this bubble of materialism that keeps us for remembering the true meaning of the Christ consciousness, that light of hope that he brought on this planet. Be that light unto yourself. Let him help you. Call upon his consciousness, because it lives inside of you, always. That's what he came here to do. He sacrificed himself to remind you to have forgiveness for people that forget, and have forgiveness for yourself that you've forgotten. It's okay. Be the guru, be the light unto yourself. Okay, I'm complete.
And you're back to being you again. There you go.
They kind of keep coming through, and I'm like, okay, are you done? Okay, girl, we're good.
It's so crazy. Like, I hope people are paying attention and can hear, like, the shift in your voice and, like, words, the way the words come through. And I'm, like, wanting to ask, who are you? But I have an idea in my head.
I think I kind of know too. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm curious. We'll see if we have that same idea. All right. So the final thing for this week, after that new moon, late in the evening, it'll be Saturday for some, the moon is shifting into Capricorn. And with Capricorn, it's going to bring more of that cardinal energy, connecting with the Libra stuff, connecting with the Aries stuff. There's nothing in Cancer to make it across at this point. But we're back to ordinariness, your ordinary scheduled program, which is recognizing the gifts in these lessons, in these challenges, in these squares, in these oppositions, in the challenge. There are gifts. These gifts are leading to the new vision. This is not, it's not for naught. Like, the hardship, these hard times that you're going through. You know, I was talking to somebody, she's like, this has just been some shit. And it has been, but it's not for naught. Like Nicole said, we are birthing this new vision. We're coming up from this place where we were crawling. You know, it's so funny because somebody sent me last week that picture of the cavemen evolving, and there's that picture that's like, go back, they messed it up. We're not. We're still evolving, even when we think we've gotten to this point where we've really messed things up. We're going to another level. This is a gift. Recognize the gift. Let go of your guilt about what is happening. Guilt is not going to help us get past this. Guilt is not going to help us get the new vision. We are going to get there by recognizing the divineness, becoming my favorite card, Zorba the Buddha. We were talking about this before the thing. I love this card. He's on the earth. He's enjoying the fruits of the earth. He's enjoying the earthly things. And yet he knows he's spirit, and he's channeling spirit. And he's in the flow. He's not wearing those masks. He's not suppressed. He's in the flow, being himself. And so this is, you know, Moon in Capricorn. We're getting there. Moon in Capricorn. We'll meet with Pluto in Capricorn. We're shifting the structure so we can really embrace this energy. This is part of our new vision. We want to be this, Zorba the Buddha, of the earth, in the earth, of spirit, in spirit, both together. And from the goddesses, transformation, butterfly maiden. You're experiencing enormous change right now, which brings great blessings. It's basically what those cards all said. Let go of the guilt. Recognize this as a gift. Hold steady your new vision. And be true to yourself. Nicole?
Yeah. Well, okay, yes. Let me get back in because I got a little pulled out. I have a reading like right now, but I'm messaging her. She's fine. We just had to push it. So I'm like, whoa, I got pulled out of my world for a second. So it was like, okay, wait a minute. Let me get back center. Okay. So Moon in Capricorn. These are beautiful cards, actually. So it seems that whatever we're going to get for this new moon is going to really pull us into something new. So I got the friendliness card, or the friendship card, where it's you are in your power, your strength, in your roots, in your grounding, and you will find that support with someone else, and you can kind of play off of each other, and you won't feel so alone. And that, it might be a physical person, but it also might be a connection to something bigger or deeper, like a guardian friend right here. You know what I mean? Like my little angel buddy that's hanging out right here. Or it could be a friend. And I also have the new adventure card. It's like you're going to get help from a friend, and then you will be able to go on the adventure that you've been yearning for. And it's an adventure of creativity. It's an adventure of, this is also the adventure of the Empress, the Mother Earth, the Mother, the divine feminine. And to really sit in your own divine feminine and trusting that, this unknownness, and then trusting your intuition. And I have this intuition card. So this is really getting connected to the feminine, the divine feminine, and trusting your intuition, trusting the unknown, trusting those inner voices that speak, and don't brush them off as something that is woo-woo, because it's not logical. The things that are the most real and beautiful are the things that we cannot see. It's the love. It's love. And that feminine energy brings that love. And that's what the friendliness is having love in a different way, not this I own you. Even with friends, sometimes I've had friends that are like, I own you, or where were you, or this whole thing. It's like, no, love is different than that. Love your adventure, love your life, love the people, and trust that. Trust your intuition will guide you into the right relationships, the right partnerships, the right spiritual partnerships, the right guidance system. Because when we're diving into this realm, who's talking to you? All of them might not be in your highest, have your highest and greatest good in mind. They might be wanting to run you off to a different path. But you have to trust is the greatest energy of protection is love. If you can get yourself in the energy of love, those beings can't even see you. They can't penetrate it. I mean, I even go back to the thought of Harry Potter, where his mother puts a layer of protection over him because of her love for him. Allow yourself to be protected by your own love. Because that crap ain't getting in. There's that self-love, but it's also just the energy of love. And it might not be the easiest one to get to. I'll tell you, I'm writing a book on it. I'll give you the 4 to get there. Take responsibility for your life. Accept and forgive everything that has happened to you. Have gratitude and you will find love. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry. Take responsibility. Please forgive me, or I forgive you. Forgiveness and acceptance. Thank you. Gratitude. I love you. Sorry, forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's it. Want to get to love? Raise your vibration. I'm dead.
Well, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's the end.
That's it. That's it. That wasn't an hour of like holy moliness.
Exactly. So, find us daily on Gaia Blooming, Facebook, GaiaBlooming.com, NicoleOman.com, Coaching with Nikki on Instagram, Gaia Blooming with Instagram, although I haven't been very Instagrammy this last little bit. And Nicole has some great classes. You just put out your newsletter, and you put those in there, but she has some great classes coming up for January, and she has a great deal, so let her talk.
Yes. I have there we go. I have a class. It's called Connect to Your Creative Spirit. Right? So I just talked about creativity, and I might be the friend you need. But what I have it's a 12-week class, and we do go in to some really beautiful places, and I do end up teaching you how to use your intuition. But really what it's about is getting you out of your stagnation, your block, your paralysis, and allow you to see what has blocked you and find how to work with those negative and critical voices in your mind in a very different way. It's a lot of tools of empowerment, but it's also a lot of tools of healing. I'm a healer, so you're going to get a lot of healing resonance when you work with me, and that's just the way it is. You're going to get a lot of transformation, and if you feel like 2015 didn't go the way you thought, and you don't have the tools that you don't feel like you have the tools that you can really take charge of your life, this is it's a phenomenal class to do that. It's based off of the Artist Way. So I use that structure. I also use the structure of the Journey of the Hero if you're into Jungian or Joseph Campbell stuff. But I really take you into your own journey and help support you as you begin to recognize what you actually want, what the soul wants, what your heart wants, what your purpose is. And it's, yes, I'm not going to, you might not get like all of it at once, but it's going to put you on a path and on a journey that you will not regret, because it will be the path of truth, because that's where I teach. That's where my life dedication is to. So that sounds like a whole lot of information. I get it. But if you're ready, it's definitely worth it. And it's not that expensive. If you sign up with me before December 20th, it's $400, and originally it's $500. You can also do a payment plan if you can't afford it. And you pay each month. You can also decide to do it with a friend, and it will only be $350 for each of you. So if you sign up with a friend, each one of you will be $350. So I'm giving you guys deals to do it, because by the end you'll go, that was worth more than $500. By far.
Way more. I did it last year. It's worth so much. It's worth your time. It's worth the energy. It's worth committing to yourself those 2 weeks. And it's such a good deal. Take advantage of that energy for sure.
You get me giving you coaching sessions for a fraction of the price. Plus, you get to meet some amazing people who are in it with you. So if you feel lonely, you won't in this class, because we are all going in it together. We are all in it together, and it's a safe environment. And I make sure it is, because I have that Kali energy, and it's like, if you're not going to go in with us, we'll have to, I have to think of the group, and I make it a very safe environment for everyone. I also have a reading deal. It's a buy one, get one free deal, and it's $150 for a reading regular for me, but if you buy one for yourself, you get to give one for free. So it ends up being $75 a reading. Or you can buy two for yourself. It's all totally up to you. Or you can buy two for two people. But it is just a buy one, get one deal. I really would like it to be buy one, give one. I love that. It's like, get one for yourself, nurture yourself, and then give one to someone else. I love that energy. I think there's a balance to it. So I don't care how you do it, but that's the way that it came to me. And if you want to give a gift to someone, I'm telling you, a gift of support and guidance is better than some kind of knickknack that they're going to get.
It's very true. Very true. And that being said, for Gaia Blooming, we have gift certificates available for any holiday purchase, or for fun little birth chart paintings, any of those things, or I don't know, consciousness that you can give to another, because that's how we're lighting up the world, through our love consciousness.
Yes. Yep. And as we support you, you get to develop into that light consciousness too. So we don't have to do all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. All right, so that's it for this week. But wow, what a week. And we'll be back with you next week. Namaste.
Namaste.